my name is Garrain Jones. I am originally from Houston, Texas. I live in Los Angeles. I've been through hell and back, and my purpose in life is to teach people how I grew through all of that. And singer, dancer, actor, author, motivational speaker, visual artist, songwriter. It revolves around transforming people's lives, and as of recent, I literally wrote down a list of all of the names of people who completely transformed their entire, their whole mindset, literally, and it was more than 1,000 people, and I was like, wow. Most people don't know how they got to where they are because they were born into an environment to where they had no control. Mom and dad, all of a sudden you start doing what mom does, doing what dad does, doing what your teacher does, doing what your friend does, doing what your grandparents do, and every single person that's come in contact with you has literally influenced you away from how you came into this world. So to answer your question, my greatest accomplishment is being able to figure out how to put all the pieces to the puzzle back together so that people can have a blueprint on how to live life, how they came into this life. Because you're born with a perfect puzzle piece. And every single thing that has ever happened to you in life, you scatter the pieces. Now your job as an adult is put all those pieces back together. There was a point in my life where every time I would be like, God, can it get any worse? Something would happen. Somebody would rear in my car. I'm like, God, can it get any worse? Boom! Then somebody break into my car. God, can it get any worse? Boom! I get in a fight. God, can it get any worse? And then the next thing happens, and it was I'm like, maybe I should stop asking that question. And it kept happening over and over and over to the point to where I didn't care whether I live or died because I didn't know why I was put on this planet, having the whole entire world inside of me and not knowing what to do with it, and seeing all of my friends go on, get movies, get deals, just do all these different things. And I'm like, I know I'm more talented than them. And then literally, I'm like, why am I here on this planet? Maybe I'm not supposed to be here. So it was one after the other. Then I started putting on weight. Then I went into debt. And it's just like my girlfriend had broke up with me. And it was like, ah! And then somebody, this was a defining moment. Somebody went on and sent me a anonymous PayPal. No name, $1,400. I believe in you, keep going. Bruh. And I took the $1,400 and I was gonna pay off my 15 traffic tickets. So I drove my car down to the municipal court district, and I got 1 block away from the courthouse. And a cop pulls me over. My license was suspended, my registration was past due. I knew in my heart of hearts, I knew he was gonna take my car. Mind you, I was living at my car and I had 5 white trash bags full of clothes in my car. He pulled me over, your license suspended. Everything I knew he was gonna say was like a movie. I'm like, don't take my car. I was like, I live in my car, look at my clothes, don't take my car. And he took my car 1 block away from the courthouse where I was going to pay off all the tickets for the reason why everything was past due and suspended, and left me in a Denny's parking lot with 5 white trash bags full of clothes. And I wanted to say, God, can it get any worse? I was like, boom! My mother sent me some money via Western Union to get my car out. The day I got my car out, somebody broke in my car. It was August 2011, 3:43 in the morning. Window busted out. It was raining. I was in the frozen yogurt Cantaloupe parking lot on La Brea and Hollywood on that corner where the Mail and More post office is. And I just remember my whole life I've always focused on what I don't want. And when you continuously, whatever you focus on continues to show up in your life. And I've always said, I don't want to be broke. I don't want this kind of girl. I don't want this. I don't want that. For some reason, it kept coming in my life. And it was the first time in my life that instead of focusing on what I don't want, I focused on how I want to feel. And that's when I threw my hands up and I said, okay. Eyes bloodshot red, I'm crying, tears, like just crazy. And it's just like a scene in a movie. And I said, I'm tired of fighting. I don't want to fight anymore. I want to be healthy. I want to be happy. I want to be surrounded by nothing but positive people. I want to travel the world. I want to speak on stages of thousands of inspiring people. And I want to make a bunch of money, but I want the money to represent something that I passionately believe in. Just show me a sign. Show me a sign. I remember I just kept saying it over and over and over. Just show me a sign, and then there was calm. I didn't know anything about anything. I didn't even know why I was alive. And then a week later, I went to the gas station, and a homeless guy walks up to me. And he asked me for money. I said, you have more money than me. He said, change your mindset, change your life. And then he walked away. And that was the first time in my life a set of words stopped every thought I ever had in my life in its tracks and created a conscious interrupt and made me think. Change your mindset, change your life. Change your mindset, change your life. So if my mind is set on something, that's why it is what it is. So if I do the opposite of what I would normally do, then the result is different. So change your mindset, change your life. I felt like the guy in Rain Man, like talking to himself. So literally from that day, I started training my brain on small things just to do the opposite. So if I normally take the escalators, I'll take the stairs because that was the opposite. If I normally use gel soap, I use bar soap. And normally, so every single element that has groomed me into the man that I am today was a part of the opposite, because most people live out this cycle of patterns, and they live it out, and they live it out, and they live it out, and it's like a hamster in a cage. It's like a hamster on that wheel. But what happens if the hamster steps out the wheel? All of a sudden, there's all these platforms you can go to rather than just run around the circle, and the majority of the planet is on that wheel. And I didn't realize that until I stepped out the wheel. This thing right here, for anybody that's watching this, could change your life forever. The trajectory of your entire life. Listen closely. Put your phone down. Get off of Instagram. Get off Snapchat. Don't watch anything else while listening to what I'm about to say. So, we were put on this earth to be something, to bring something to the planet. We were every last person out there. We were put on this earth to bring something to the planet. We were not put on this earth to pay bills and die and then pass that philosophy on to our kids. We were put on this earth to be something. Now, a lot of people would say, well, what is that? I really don't know. I'm doing this and I'm doing this. Let me tell you something. Ask any 5-year-old child what they want to be when they grow up. And I guarantee you, 99.9% of them that are working 9-to-5 jobs out of security and fear would not be working there if they had not have given up on their dream. Now, here's what you do. Remember, you might have to do some research in your family's life and ask your aunt or your mom or your brother or somebody who is conscious of what you were doing before you were. There were things that you, not what your mom told you to do, not what your dad told you to do, not what your grandparents told you to do, because they do not have your heart. There's something inside of your heart that you were automatically drawn to when you were a little kid. There was a favorite color before you changed your favorite color. The goal is to find out what you were drawn to. Whatever that is, your purpose is locked and strung together inside of that. You just can't, you weren't able to see it back then, just like you didn't know why you were doing learning the ABCs. You just kept doing it and expanding upon it every day. But what has ABCs turned into after all these years? You can read, you can write, you can dance, you can speak other languages, but that started with something you didn't know why you were doing it. You just kept expanding on the basics. Well, the basics and the ABCs of what your purpose is started when you were a child of something that you were naturally gravitated to. So if you as an adult ever find yourself saying, I just feel like something is missing, but everything that you do has nothing to do with what stimulates your heart, you've abandoned your purpose. If you ever find yourself saying, man, I've been meaning to do that for the last 15 years. Oh, I used to run track, or I used to dance, or I used to draw, or I used to sing, or I used to do this when I was a little kid, and you find yourself working a 9-to-5 job out of security and fear so someone else can tell you when to go to go to the restroom so you can save up to go on vacation when truly happy people don't have to vacate from anything. Let me tell you something. That was not a part of your purpose. You went outside of the beaten path. That's why when you ask little kids, what do you want to be when you grow up? They always have something massive. If you can imagine a little dog that goes in a neighbor's yard, and then the owner gets mad, so he puts this shock collar on the dog's neck. And then outside of the yard is this invisible wall. And as soon as the dog goes to the wall, it gets shocked. So guess what? Your parents say, don't touch the stove, you'll get hot. Bam, shocked. Don't run into the street or you'll get run over. Bam, shocked. Color in between the lines. Bam, shocked. You do this, you'll get in trouble. Boom. Turn on the news, you see all this crazy stuff going on. Shocked, shocked. You've been trained off of fear-based tactics your whole entire life. So what happens when the owner takes the leash off the dog's neck? It's already built subconsciously in his mind. Anywhere I get close to going past comfort zone, I pull back. Even when the shock collar is not there. So when people go out on their own and they go to work for another person, they don't even realize that they don't have the shock collar on anymore. And that's why they say 9 out of 10 millionaires fail their way to success, because they took the most risks and they learned the most lessons, and from that they showed other people how to do how they got to where they are. So everybody out there, you don't have a shock collar. That is an invisible wall of fear. And anytime you feel that knot come up, on the other side of that wall is called the door to more. Open it and watch your life change. 1000%. Anybody applies that and you understand who you are, what's calling you on the inside, and you just get it out to bring joy to other people's lives, trust me, the life cannot deny someone who gives their absolute all. But make sure you use your whole self. I'm not talking about kind of do this, kind of do that, kind of wake up, kind of show up, kind of do this. Anything you kind of do, you'll get a kind of result. But why do fish make it look so easy when they're swimming? They're flowing because they use all of themselves. Birds, you look at them, they make it look so easy when they fly because they use all of themselves. We don't use all of ourselves because we've been given the dignity of choice. I choose not to wake up. I choose not to go to this seminar, and I choose not to read this book, and I choose to read this gossip column and all this stuff poisoning your mind. You don't have a shock collar. You're free to do what you want. The day that you decide to take possession of your own mind, that's your declaration of independence. My Facebook is Garrain Jones. My Instagram is Garrain S. Jones. That's Garrain, the letter S, Jones. My Snapchat is all lowercase letters, Garrain Jones. And that's it, man. I'll be on it every single day. You want some inspiration, you want some laughs, you want some fashion tips, you want some health tips, I'm in all of that. So if you want all of that, hit me up and let's figure something out.